Once upon a time, there was a baker in the town. Once upon a time, there was a butcher in the town, a dentist, a doctor. There is more competition out there, and it is a little bit harder to be seen, to be heard, and to be regarded as that go-to person in your area. So how do we get around this, or how do we be more visible and be the person that chooses you when the time is right for that customer? Hello and welcome to the Small Business Podcast for small businesses. My name's Liam and I'm here recording a solo episode in the absence of Farley, who's off on her travels and is enjoying a well-earned rest. Now today I wanted to talk through a scenario. I wanted to talk through an experience that I've had and has really brought some theory into light that I just wanted to share with you in case you were wondering, how does this all work? So for me, and here at Creative Spaces, we've been advertising the likes of desk hire, we've been advertising the use of the meeting room, and very, very shortly, I'll be sharing with you a little bit more in the content studio that we've been working on behind the scenes. So we've been advertising these things. We've also been advertising our workshops. But just because you put something out there, or just because you build something, does not mean that people are going to know about it. People are going to take you up on that offer. Long gone are the days of Kevin Costner and Field of Dreams with "if you build it, they will come." Perhaps, 20 years ago, if you were very new to the internet and you got on there and you started posting about a particular topic where there was more scarcity and there wasn't that much availability of the person or the thing that you were doing in that particular space, you could take advantage of that and you could be that one resource that people would find and see as the go-to person in that space. But as the world has got bigger and everyone has got more comfortable with creating content, with sharing their message, but also more and more people doing the same or similar things, the world has got more competitive. Once upon a time, there was a baker in the town. Once upon a time, there was a butcher in the town, a dentist, a doctor. But as with living in these places and, the population is getting bigger, more and more people can see, oh, that person's doing well, I might give that a go. So there is more competition out there, and it is a little bit harder to be seen, to be heard, and to be regarded as that go-to person in your area. So how do we get around this, or how do we be more visible and be the person that chooses you when the time is right for that customer? The other thing I'd like to kind of reflect back on is, as much as we were posting out and telling people that we were here, it didn't mean that that person needed us at that particular moment. There is a part of what it is that we were doing with the advertisement side of things, of building awareness, building that knowledge that we were here when people actually needed our products and services. In the case of us, whether people needed an office space to come and work in, if people needed a training room to have a big meeting with their team, these kinds of things, as much as you might tell people about them, very rarely are they going to book there and then, unless they happen to be in that place where they've got that need. And this week is a great example of us having that longer term approach with what it is that we've been doing. We've been posting out, we've been releasing content and updating our website to hopefully build an element of trust and to put us in the place of, or the position of authority in the meeting and desk hire space here in Sudbury and Suffolk. And what we did with that is we created the website pages themselves, which had all the delicious keywords in there. to try and trigger if somebody searched for desk hire in Sudbury, that we would turn up. If somebody was to search for a meeting room in Sudbury, that we would show up on the list of options that are available. Now, because we've also registered our business with Google My Business, that means we also get the ability to be a pinpoint on the map itself. And why am I talking about these two things? Well, because this week, out of the blue, we've had 2 different clients find us because of these 2 elements. Somebody was traveling here to work whilst their kids were having a bit of a holiday, but they still had a couple of days worth of work to do before they could go on and join them. So they Googled co-working space in the location near to where they were staying. And guess what? We turned up on Google. So they then went onto our website, booked the desk hire for the days that they needed it, and it worked absolute dream. They came in, they got their work done, absolute gold. But if we hadn't have put those details on our website, if we hadn't have been putting that information on our blog post, would it be as likely that they would have found us over another provider? Now, there's not too many desk hire situations in Sudbury, but equally, we were then able to position first, and then they were able to find us. The other positive thing, or the other, I say positive, and you will see why I'm kind of hesitating on that in a second, is the other scenario just this morning was that we had a gentleman turned up out of the blue, and he needed a space to hold a virtual meeting. Now, he normally would be travelling to his local office. However, he is, again, literally about to go on holiday. It's a little bit further afield, the local office, and he needed to jump on this meeting as soon as he possibly could. So what did he do? I asked him, again, another tip for you. If you are keen to know where your customers find you, ask them. Ask them the question. I know Farley and Andy always talk about this, about it's really important just to have that question to hand. You know, when there's somebody new, how did you find us? Was it social media? Is it Google My Business or Google Maps, or is it the website? Those kinds of things are just a really good indicator of what potentially is working. So this gentleman literally typed into Google Maps, desk hire near me. And then because we were in the local vicinity, we came quite close, if not top of the list there. And he was able to come and work here for the duration of the time that he needed for his meetings to be conducted, without the hassle of needing to rearrange anything, or the stress of trying to get to his office that was a little further afield. So 2 really, really good examples there of, by us sharing that information out in the world and having that longer term approach, we've been able to attract 2 clients that otherwise wouldn't have had a clue where we were. So really, really important that when we're trying to promote what it is that we do, what it is that we offer, and who it is that we want to work with, it isn't a case of if you build it, they will come. You need to actually advertise. Now, I've given you 2 examples of where you can do this online, but that doesn't have to be the case or the only place that you advertise as well. The other thing that I've done recently is I've gone around and I've put flyers around, and I've used notice boards to pin a little A5 advert for what it is we do, what it is we offer, just so if people are interested, they might be able to see something physical. It might be able to stop that pattern interrupt and kind of, oh, what's that? That's interesting. And then people would be aware of it. Equally, we do have snacks and some drinks available for people who work here on site in the south, in the Stour Valley Business Park. You saw me having a little bit of a racking of the brains there to make sure I was saying the right location. There is a lot of people working on site who work from their main offices. So we've offered that particular service, But how do we talk to them? We're not going to stand outside and greet everyone as they come into work. That would take forever, but also people come in and out at various different times. So we spoke to the people in charge, and we asked them to just send out an email to everyone on site, just giving them a heads up of when we're going to be here, what it is that we have that they might potentially be interested in. As well as the snacks and the drinks, we also said we got meeting rooms, we got desk hires, and we have had some people take us up on that, where their office has been too busy or their meeting room has been booked already, and they've come in and conducted some work here instead of just kind of sitting at their desk and having that chaos be, thrust upon them. Now, the other thing that we haven't mentioned here, and the thing that I'm sure most of you are aware of already, is social media is a fantastic opportunity for you. Social media gives you the chance to show up on camera. It gives you the chance to break down those barriers and give people who are consuming the content a window into what it is that they can expect. Now, you could put just static posts up, so just images of what it is that you do, who it is that you help, popping up interesting examples of the work that you've done, to give people a real good idea of what it is that you can hopefully do for them. But equally, if you're able to record yapping style videos, as I've heard it called recently, but if you're able to talk confidently on camera, if you're able to just show that little bit of human personality, then that also gives people the reassurance that, yes, I can relate to Liam. And if you've watched this far, or if you've listened this long, then I'd like to think you like the sound of what it is that I'm saying. And we've built up some kind of rapport that, like, should you be in the Suffolk and Sudbury area, that you might pop in and hire a desk or the meeting room one day, or even just a tea or a coffee, or attend one of the workshops that we're putting on. But social media really gives us that opportunity to just break down those barriers, to start building those relationships. And again, people do use social media to search for different things. So if you're able to have a little think about how it is that you're positioning yourself on there and do a bit of optimization, then you'll be able to start showing up for those people who are your potential customers. Now, if any of what I've talked about today has not made sense, please do give us a comment, do drop us a DM, but also have a little look on our website, because as I've just mentioned, we are starting to run more of our workshops again. After popular demand, we've made some time available to help people with creating those graphics. So we're doing Canva workshops, which is a great tool to help you make your static posts really pop and stand out. We're helping people to create reels, where it's just being able to video or to communicate via video on the likes of Instagram more confidently, but also to share what it is that you and your business do with confidence, confidently, to share with confidence. You get what I mean? We've also got some SEO and website audit workshops, a variety of different things that will be there to help support you in building your business, to help you to reach the people that ultimately need what it is that you provide. So if it is that you're struggling with that, if you're a little bit lost for some of the information that gets bounded around on the likes of podcasts, YouTube videos, and you followed along and you got questions, these workshops are a great opportunity for you to actually come along. They're small groups to ask direct questions, to actually go away having done something and not just sit there and watch, and like the old days at school where it's like, right, has everyone got that? Great, move on. These are really interactive sessions, and they're all designed for you to take the most away from them. Anyway, I hope this has helped. Don't worry, Farley will be back very, very soon. But if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next episode.